Hello and welcome back to Beemaster 79. Today we are looking at two patterns that confuse a lot of English learners. When I do and when I've done. Look at these two sentences. I'll call you when I finish and I'll call you when I've finished. Are they both correct? Do they mean the same thing? By the end of this lesson you will know exactly when the two forms are the same, when only one of them is possible, and how to avoid the mistake that almost every learner makes at least once. Before we start, a few quick notes about this lesson. The explanations here follow the standard descriptions of English time clauses that you will find in reference grammars. All of the example sentences are invented for teaching, so copy the pattern, not the story. And the level label, B1 to B2, is my own estimate of the difficulty, not an official certification. You will hear two voices in this lesson. I will explain the grammar, and a second voice will read the example sentences, so it is always easy to tell teaching from examples. So here is the question. Sentence A. I'll call you when I finish. Sentence B. I'll call you when I've finished. Which one is correct? The answer is both of them. They are both perfectly natural English, and here they mean almost exactly the same thing. But that is not always true. Sometimes only one of the two is possible, so we need to understand what each form is really doing. Before we compare the two forms, there is one rule you must get right because it comes first. After a time word, we do not use will. We use a present tense, even though we are talking about the future. So I'll call you when I will finish is wrong. I'll call you when I finish is correct. And as soon as it will stop raining is wrong. As soon as it stops raining is correct. Remember, only the time clause changes. The other half of the sentence keeps will. These are the words that start a time clause: when, after, before, as soon as, once, until, by the time, the moment, and the minute. After any of them, use the present simple or the present perfect and never will. The main clause keeps will, or going to, or an imperative, or a modal verb like can, could, or might. So the time clause has two options. Option 1, the present simple, when I do, when he does, when they arrive. Option 2, the present perfect, when I have done, usually shortened to when I've done, when he has done, when they have arrived. Both of these talk about the future, and neither one uses will. Now let's look at what each option actually means. Let's start with when I do, the present simple. This is the neutral, everyday choice, and it is by far the most common one. It simply says, at that time or after that time something else happens. It does not draw any special attention to finishing. It is also the form we use when two things happen at the same moment, and the form we use with states and with things that happen again and again. Listen to some examples.
When I get home, I'll send you the photos. When the film starts, please turn off your phone. When I see Anna tomorrow, I'll ask her about the tickets. As soon as the rain stops, we'll go out.
Notice the third example. When I see Anna, the seeing and the asking happen at the same moment. There is nothing to finish first. Now the present perfect. When I've done. This form makes completion explicit. It says, first this is finished, and only then the next thing happens. So it is very useful when the second action really depends on the first one being complete. You will hear it a lot with verbs like finish, eat, read, write, check, clean, pack, and save. Listen to how clear the order of events becomes.
When I finish this report, I'll take a break. I'll give you my answer when I've spoken to my manager. Once I've packed my bag, we can leave. We can watch a film after I've done the washing up.
In every one of those, the first action is completely finished before the second one starts. The present perfect is doing that work. Here is the difference in its clearest form.
When I eat, I'll feel better.
That suggests the eating itself makes me feel better as I eat.
When I've eaten, I'll feel better.
That means after the meal is finished, then I will feel better. Now the second pair.
When I read your email, I'll reply. When I've read your email, I'll reply.
The second version stresses that I will read the whole thing first. It is a small difference, but native speakers do feel it. Now the good news. With many verbs, the two forms are almost identical and both sound completely natural. These are verbs that already contain an ending inside their meaning. Finish, arrive, land, close, sell, leave. If the verb already means the end of something, the present perfect does not add very much.
I'll text you when I land. I'll text you when I've landed.
Both are fine, so if you are unsure with these verbs, use the present simple. It is shorter, and it is never wrong here. But there are cases where the present perfect is simply not possible. First, when the two things happen at the same moment. When I see her, I'll tell her. You cannot say, when I've seen her, I'll tell her, because there is no gap between the seeing and the telling. Second, with states. When I'm ready, we'll start, not when I've been ready. And third, with a change of state. When it gets dark, we'll light the fire, not when it has got dark. So keep an eye on these groups of verbs. Verbs of perception. See, hear, notice, feel. When I hear the news, I'll let you know. Verbs of knowing and thinking. Know, understand, realize. When I know the answer, I'll ring you. And states and changes of state. Be, get, become, feel. When I feel better, I'll come back to work. With all of these, the moment itself is the point, so there is nothing to finish. And here are the cases where the present perfect is the better choice. Use it when both actions have the same subject and the order really matters. Use it after once, as soon as, and by the time when you want to stress that something is completely done. And use it when the second action is simply impossible until the first one is finished. For example,
I'll only book the flights when I've checked the dates.
here, when I check the dates, is possible, but when I've checked is clearer and stronger. One more thing, this pattern is not only for the future. We use exactly the same structure for habits. When I've finished work, I usually go for a run. As soon as I get up, I make coffee. And there is a past version too. When I did and when I'd done with the past perfect. When I'd finished the exam, I went straight home. But when I saw her, I told her, because that is one single moment. Same logic all the way through. The perfect form makes the order explicit, and the simple form stays neutral. Let's fix the 3 most common mistakes. Number 1. I'll ring you when I will arrive. Take will out of the time clause. When I arrive. Number 2. When I've seen her, I'll tell her. These happen at the same moment, so use the present simple. When I see her. Number 3. When I have finished, I'll come. The present perfect needs the past participle. When I finished, or simply, when I finish. Now it is your turn. 3 sentences, 3 gaps. Pause the video, choose the present simple or the present perfect, and say the full sentence out loud. Number 1. I'll email you the file as soon as I blank it. The verb is finish. Number 2. When I blank Tom this evening, I'll pass on your message. The verb is see. Number 3. We can go out once I blank the washing up. The verb is do. Pause the video now and press play when you are ready. Here are the answers.
I'd email you the file as soon as I finished it.
As soon as I finish it is also natural, but the present perfect stresses that the file is completely done.
When I see Tom this evening, I'll pass on your message.
Only the present simple works here because the seeing and the passing on of the message happen at the same moment.
We can go out once I've done the washing up.
Once I do is possible, but the present perfect is much more natural because the washing up has to be finished before we can go out. So, to recap. 1. Never use will after when, after, before, as soon as, once, until, or by the time. 2. When I do is the neutral choice, and the only choice when 2 things happen at the same moment. 3. When I've done makes completion explicit. First this is finished, then that happens. 4. With see, hear, know, feel, be and get use the present simple. And 5. With verbs like finish, arrive, land and close, both forms are fine, so pick whichever you prefer. Now try it yourself. Write 3 sentences about tomorrow, one with when I do, one with when I've done, and one with as soon as. Put them in the comments and I will read them. If this lesson helps, please like the video and subscribe to Bmaster79 for more English and IELTS lessons. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.